Well, I'm finally back, and this time I'm covering something that I'm sitting in. Welcome back to the Rebel Tech channel. I'm Justin, and God, that feels good to say because I haven't recorded a video in a very long time. I did an update video a while ago, but the Blacklyte Athena X gaming chair. Now, for a while, just a little backstory on my chair journey. I have a change jar that I put, obviously, change, and some small bills and stuff I've been saving up. So I finally bought a gaming chair with the money that I had in my change jar. So without any further ado, here's a bit of a quick montage of me building the Blacklyte Athena X gaming chair, and I'll see you in a little bit. Alright, so that was the build montage. If you're interested in, and not a deep breakdown, but I'm going to put up a separate video, a short, very short video of me building it and talking through it, little talking head. That was just a quick, like, montage style, like probably a minute. I haven't edited that yet, but I've recorded it, so it should be about a minute or so. If you are interested, I will link that. That video will be up with this video. So I'll be uploading both those videos at the same time. Don't know when that's going to be, but future me will know. Let's get into how this chair has been over about like 2-3 weeks of sitting in it. Probably more closer to 2. So let's talk about the main thing first, the comfort of the chair. Now, initially when I got this chair, I was like, I wouldn't say disappointed, but I was kind of like, cautiously optimistic because I sat in it and I'm like, this is a little bit rigid and it's a little bit like tough. But I'm thinking, okay, it's probably because it's just a new chair and needs to be broken in, which thankfully was the case. I'm about 2 weeks into this chair and it's starting to conform to my rear end and everything else. So with it being rigid and kind of, rigid is a bad word, but kind of tough at the beginning, I really saw that it's well made and very durable. So I haven't put it through a lot of like moving around, but then again, it literally moves from one end of the studio to the other. I haven't banged it into anything yet, so we're gonna find out that too. But as far as sitting in it is concerned, the butt part, the seat, the butt part, is very comfortable. Took a couple, maybe like a couple days, 3 days, and I started noticing it starting to get a little softer as I used it more. Now, there are like these, it's kind of like a racing chair where it's got more of like a molded to your body, like kind of cradles you in the butt part here. And like I said before, it needs to soften up a bit. It kind of was digging into my leg, honestly, and I was a little bit sore from using it. Another thing that I also thought about that was I think this chair is going to force me to sit properly, which is good and bad. Good in the sense that, yeah, my posture is going to be better and I'm not going to have back pain or as much back pain. And also negative because I can't just sit in it and be like, plop myself down and sit, which is probably a good thing anyway, because then my back isn't going to kill me. So, win-win. As far as the back part is concerned, it's very sturdy, very nice, just the same as the seat part. That doesn't break in as much, but it doesn't need to break in as much because you're leaning up against it. You're not necessarily like putting a lot of pressure on it, even when you're laying down on it. Now, speaking of the back part, the lumbar support is removable. You could come and go with it. There are times where I'm taking the lumbar support off and on. So depending on my sitting on the chair. With the headrest, it's got the same issue that the Respawn one did. It's got a strap in it and you got to adjust it as you go. It's not a set and forget type thing. It's also not magnetic like some modern gaming chairs are, so keep that in mind as well. Moving right along to the recline of this. It goes back pretty far. It's got a lever, pretty sweet lever actually. It feels like a eject seat kind of thing. So, like I said, I have to take the lumbar support off to do this. Only because it's not very comfortable when I'm leaning back. I feel like it's too rigid to sit in the chair or recline the chair back with it on. I feel like it's kind of like I'm sleeping on a log, essentially. But as it's sitting right now, feels comfortable. And like this keeps my back straight, and I feel like my posture is much better. That's more than I can say about my last one, but I'm not trying to bash the other chair. I'm just saying, comparatively speaking. Now, one more thing with the recline. This isn't a recline. It's more of a tilt. So on the left side, there's a flipper that releases this. And the seat can go, like, I think about 15 degrees and lean back. This function, honestly, is probably my favorite thing about the chair, because when I accidentally found it, I was like, oh, this is very comfortable, and I can just sit back and just not recline, but enjoy like a relaxed way of sitting. Now, if you want to go back, you have to release it, lean back a little bit to get it out of the notch, and then lock it again. Otherwise, you're going to bounce, which is something that I really like about this chair compared to the Respawn. Now, this isn't necessarily the Respawn's fault, but it is it might have been just over time it wears. With the Respawn chair, it was resistance based, so you pull the lever, you go where you want to go, and it could go anywhere, but then it kind of clamps it down, and there's no like notch for it to go in. This one, it has specific notches as you go. Now, you can't go to any specific place, very fine-tuned. You have to go where the notches are, but honestly, there's enough notches on here. So the big thing and my big noticeable thing that when I was building it was the base of it is made out of all metal compared to the Respawn chair. And I apologize, but the Respawn chair is what my baseline is, because it's what I've had for the last 4 years. Now, it's all made out of metal. It's really nice. It's solid. It's really durable. Not to say that the Respawn one was bad. For some reason, if you know me and you know this channel, build quality means a lot to me, and this means a lot. Tying into the base, the wheels are like the nylon skateboard wheels, or skate wheels, more like a rollerblade or whatever, and they all have locks on them. Now, when I first saw the locks on them, I'm like, oh, this is a nightmare. They all have locks, and it's going to be annoying. Honestly, now I understand the use of it. It could be any configuration. It could spin any way, and you could lock it and not put up your legs and roll back. I had that problem with the Respawn chair. They didn't lock. Regardless, I really like this construction on the foundation of the chair. And now, good segue here to the rolling of the chair. Like I said, nice wheels, skate-style nylon wheels on the bottom that are locking. It rolls pretty well, but as I've dealt with many office chairs, even the ones at work, they're on casters, so they're going to swivel, and it takes a little while for it to go. This is a very tough carpet, so it's not a wood or tile floor, but it's also not a fuzzy carpet, so it's not going to get caught up on it. But I will say once you get it going and lined up, it rolls really nice. Now, one more thing before I get into my final thoughts on this chair. 4D armrest. Now, I mentioned the armrests before, plastic and their construction that way. 4D means that it's just 4-dimensional movement. So back and forth, there's a notch that does that, up and down, in and out. Now, in and out, honestly, I have no idea how I'm going to use that or why I'm going to use that. And then tilted. Sweet. So finally, my final thoughts on this chair. I really like it. 2 weeks roughly using it, and now it's kind of molded to my rear end and kind of gave me I'm starting to feel like I'm at home now, even though I am home, but you know what I mean. I will give this a grade, and I think I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10. 8.5 because I don't know how durable it is as far as like longevity. I also don't know if it's going to conform to me a little bit more and kind of soften up to make it a little more comfortable, because it can be a little bit rigid in certain aspects, but it's certainly better than when I first got it. And maybe one more thing, the accessories are not as good as I was hoping, like the lumbar support and the headrest, but they're not deal breakers. They're not things that I use very often, or when I use them, I have to get them just perfect to make them work properly. So keep that in mind when you're getting a chair like this. Now, lumbar support and the headrest, you can buy other ones, you can invest in other ones, but that's more cost. So keep that all in mind. All right, so that is my review of the Blacklyte Athena X gaming chair. And honestly, I'm very happy with my purchase, and I'm hoping that this chair does me good for the next few years, hopefully longer than the last one. So the last one lasted about 4 years, and that was about a $150 chair. This is about a $300 chair. I got it on sale too. So twice the time, possibly 8 to 10 years. Let's hope. So yeah, I'm really hoping that the longevity of this chair is gonna last this studio and eventually the new one when I have my own place, which would be pretty sweet one day. So this chair is going to go to that new place. It's going to happen. So this will be a traveling chair too. So if you move with the chair, I'll know too. So I can make a video like that, hopefully sooner rather than later. Enough rambling. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you liked the video, please hit the like button down below. It'd be greatly appreciated. If you like my vibe around here, please consider subscribing. I'm going to try to get back to making videos on the regular. If you have been here for a long time, or if you're new, whatever it is, thank you so much. I appreciate it. It's been ups and downs, a lot of rough stuff going on with me recently. I have an update video if you're interested in that. I'll leave a link in the description and a link at the end of the video. But I appreciate everyone sticking around, and everyone who leaves comments. Just be nice. That's all I ask. Critiques, they're fine. Constructive criticism, they're fine, but just be nice. Everyone that has left nice comments and reached out to me and said, hey, glad to see you're good and whatever it is, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And yeah, until next time, I'll see you rebels in the next video.